In today's activity, we are going to be learning about our first set of tags. And remember, tags, these tag sets that we're going to talk about are only going to be used within the two body tags, the closing or the opening body tag and the closing body tag. And this is where the meat of our information that we want displayed is going to be shown. So the first thing we have to do is we have to start with all of our structure tags. So we do doc type, HTML, and then we do HTML, open and close, angle brackets, don't forget about that. And then our next structure tag is the head tag. Now remember, inside of our head tag, we put our title, which is going to be notes 2. Notes 2, and we're going to do tag set 1. And then we close our title. And then remember our meta char set we have to do. Meta char set equals quote UTF-8. Remember, and again, this is just representing the encoding instructions between web browsers and validators. So it's telling the browser which, again, set of rules we are using inside of the web page. How is it going to be displayed? How the browser is going to interpret everything that we write. And then we do our space / closing angle bracket. Now our head tags is complete. The next tag set we put in is our body. Now, this is where everything we're going to talk about today is going to be presented. So the first thing I want to talk about is a heading. So headings are just preset character sizes and font weight. A font weight is how thick something is, which also you've probably heard as bold. So what a heading does is it changes the size of the text and also it makes it bold. So there are 6 different sizes of headings. We have an H1 for heading 1, which is our largest, and our H6, which is our heading 6, which is our smallest. So what we're going to do is we're going to write all of them down. So I'm starting here with H1. I'm just going to type heading 1, and then I'm going to type in open angle bracket, H2, close angle bracket, and I do a heading 2, and then I'm going to do an H3, and then I'm going to do an H4. And you'll notice over here what is being displayed are different sizes. Now, you might not recognize that they're bold yet, but when we put in our paragraph tag, which I'm going to do right here, you'll notice the difference. So a paragraph is either a heading 4 size or somewhere in between a heading 3 and a heading 4. And you'll notice it's not bold. And then we have our H5, heading 5. Oops. And then we have our H6, which is our smallest heading, which is a preset. So you can see how the paragraph tag is larger than a heading 5 and definitely larger than a heading 6, but these are still bold. Where we can go in and format this to be bold eventually, but not today. So the next one we're going to talk about is I'm going to do a paragraph tag. And this is how we insert a link. That's all she wrote, folks. Just kidding. Stop. So, like I was saying, anchor tags are how we represent a link. Now, links can be many things. They can be a link to a different website that is completely unrelated to what you're working on. It can be a link to a part of the document that you're working in as well. So links are, like I said, they're always started with an anchor tag. And the anchor tag starts with, we're going to open our angle bracket and we do an A. Now, to give it a link, we do A space href. Href stands for the hyperlink. It's a hyperreference. That's where we are going to be putting our website to. A space href equals quote. And then you put in the website, or we're putting the different, we're going to focus on just another website right now. So this one is going to be, we're just going to go to Google because that's easy. So we do HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTTP : www.google.com. Okay. Then you close your quotation mark, and then you close your angle bracket. Now, what we have here is we have a reference to a link, okay? Now we have to put in some text to actually turn that into the to the link. So I'm just going to write to go to Google, click here. And you will notice right here that our text is now blue and underlined. That is what is signifying the link. So if it works, and it works, it takes us to Google. So that is how you do a hyperlink to a website, another page or anything. Then you'll notice that we close our anchor tag. So we close A. We don't have to close the this entire thing, because technically just the anchor is the tag. And then this is just an attribute and a value. And we're going to get into that a little bit more in depth in the future. But an A is the anchor is the only tag, and that is represented with an A. So you can see here, all we're doing then is closing the A. And then that's all I need for that paragraph. So that's why I am then going to close it. The next thing is, again, one of those special tags that don't have any information buried into it. And the first one, the next two are. The first one that we're going to talk about is a horizontal rule, and it's just signified with an HR. And you will notice what is displayed here is a line. It's basically it's used to help break up your page into more sections and make it more visually appealing to your end user. And then the last tag that we're going to talk about for this video is a line break. And a line break is very similar to the HR because it's a tag that is an empty tag. It's opened and closed in the same instance. We don't have to put anything in between it. And you'll notice whenever we open a heading or a paragraph, any sort of block element, that is a main element here. So you can see here that heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, these are all main elements. They signify a Like this is the start and the end of something. Well, what we can also do is say we want to do a single space between this. I can come here and I want my link to be on its own line. I can come here and I can put as many line enters as I want, and nothing is going to change. It's not going to change the spacing. We actually have to physically tell HTML we want to break. And so we do that by putting in the BR tag. And again, it's one of those where you do not have to close it. It opens and closes in the same instance.